Hello and welcome to Stretford Paddock. My name is Joe and that is Stephen Howson, and today we're going to design our perfect transfer window. What United need to get rid of, what United need to bring in. This isn't challenge for the title. This is first steps. Okay, and we're going to throw
Get us out of 14th.
What?
Get us out of 14th.
Yeah. Can we get up to a 13th, for instance? Actually, I think we're up to 12th now, today after that draw.
Really?
Something like that.
It's tight in the middle.
So exactly. So this is going to assume an ideal world, and not one where we've got unlimited money, but one where, let's say, we've got a Man United amount of money to spend. Somewhere in that kind of, well, we might have eventually, and whether it's January or the summer, there's chance for United to do something. We're not going to never sign anyone again.
We might never.
No, we can't. There's no way we never sign anyone again. I mean, it is possible, but I doubt it. So we're going to start with...
Let's say it's unlikely.
It's unlikely that we never sign anyone again. And on that assumption, we're going to do outs first and then get to ins. Because the outs, that is one that actually, we don't need money to do that. In fact, that's how we make money. So that is going to happen at some point.
I think we do need money for the outs, because I think we're going to be subsidising some of those outs.
Well, that's a fine point that, yes, is a good point. Let's start with a big one, Marcus Rashford. He's going to go, isn't he? Presumably.
Can you imagine he done?
Yeah, that'd be weird, wouldn't it?
Like, I think something's gone properly. I mean, something's gone west, right?
Yeah.
Clearly. I think something will have gone even more west if he doesn't manage to go in January. But I don't necessarily think him going will be a permanent thing, or if that's even the best thing.
Okay, we're going to start with the front line, because that's one that we've spoken about all season, me and you and me separately as well. But we'll go through the whole forward line. Do you not think it's the best thing for him to leave then? Do you think he should stay?
No,
or?
it's not what I said.
So what are you saying?
I don't know if necessarily it's the best thing for him to leave on a permanent transfer in January.
Okay.
And the reason for that is his current form. His current form is not in the squad. And then when he is in the squad, he's an unused sub. That's not going to maximise his price. I think the smart move for United would be to allow a loan without an obligation to buy. Hope, like that, he actually gets a bit of form. The change of environment elevates his form to the point that come summer, there's actually some interest in him. That's got a bit of cash. Because if you're trying to go for the full price now, I don't think you're going to get any money.
So do you almost think we might see like a Jadon Sancho situation where he goes out on loan and then maybe in the summer, someone's like, we like him, but we're worried about him because of the last 18 months. We'll have him on a loan with a potential obligation. Basically, the identical thing to what we've done with Jadon Sancho. Can you see something like that happening with him?
I can see something like that. I just don't think it's the right move for United.
Right.
I think you let him go out on loan and tell everyone he's coming back.
Okay.
Even if that's not the case, I think you have to put that front on that. No, he's going and getting a bit of form, and then we'll have him again next summer. We want him. Because you can't tell everyone that you want him to go.
No.
Because you're going to get absolutely turned inside out on the price.
Yeah. So Rashford, we're thinking out. I mean, it doesn't even require much conversation, does it? It's almost
still
certain.
a case of where, though.
Yeah.
Like, there was some talk, which may have been fabricated, about he'd turned down 675 grand a week, was it? Very specific, random number from Saudi because he still thinks he can get in the England squad.
I think that's a fair assumption. That left wing slot is hardly locked down by anyone, is it?
No. I mean, yeah, that's not necessarily incorrect, but then where are you going? Because this isn't a case of like every single club in the world is chomping at the bit to get you. I don't think they are. I think there's plenty of clubs you could go to, but are they the clubs that you want to go to? Supposedly Juventus have turned their nose up. Napoli have turned their nose up. Italy's the only place that we hear of him going. So where are we looking at? AC Milan or bust?
AC Milan was one, and David Ornstein reported that Dortmund might be interested as well.
That's North Italy.
That's North Italy. Very, very North Italy.
And left a bit.
Yeah, Northwest Italy. But that's maybe an option. I mean, not literally following the Sancho model to a T at this point, but that could work. They're still they don't win a lot, but they're a team with a bit of stature in the Champions League.
Everyone seems to score goals there.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to score goals there, don't they? Yeah. So if that's his two options, yeah, either of those. I stay what I said earlier, where you don't go with an obligation, you don't agree a fee now. I think that's crazy. Like, you're literally agreeing a future fee at the bottom of the market for you.
Yeah.
I think be a little bit braver. If it is Dortmund, you go, I think a bit of a change of environment, a league that really suits how he plays.
Yeah.
He might score 15 goals between now and the end of the season at Dortmund. Sweet. Every one of them goals is another £1 million.
Yeah.
So let's let him go and see what we can get from him in the summer. Because the level at which he's fell out with the manager on the surface of things looks like it's completely over.
Yeah.
So he's not going to be in Amarim's plans regardless of how he does at Dortmund, if that's where he goes. So let's just try and max it. Like, we need money, clearly. Like, they're taking £20 out of people's bonuses at envelopes at Christmas. Every penny counts. So, like, let him go and negotiate in the summer and hope that he can actually smash it. Because if he goes and he doesn't smash it, that's a tough conversation.
Yeah. I do think that Dortmund, or like you said, Bundesliga is a perfect league for him. The amount of, whenever you watch like attackers' highlights from the Bundesliga, the amount of times they're just like, there's just 4 attackers running on goal with seemingly no defenders around them.
I don't get how it's like
that. It happens all the time. Like those Jadon Sancho highlights, he's just squaring the ball to an unmarked Haaland who's tapping it in on the counter-attack all the time. Let's move across the forward line then, because it's an area that, again, we've spoken about so much. Are there any other of our forwards that you think need to leave or will leave between now and let's say summer, but maybe in January?
Anthony.
Yeah, that's another one. I think rumours from Spain and rumours of teams from Spain and Greece as well.
Point,
yeah. Do you think he will go? Do you want him to go?
Yeah.
What about Joshua Zirkzee? He's one that again, suggestions that Juve want him, Motta likes him, maybe he doesn't want to go. Do you think we should, in an ideal world, you're picking this, you're sorting this out, would he go?
I'm not the manager, and I would hope that the manager has a big say in this. I would think, look, if Anthony, Zirkzee and Rashford go, and me and you, do I have to take my boots next week when we go?
Just take them in case. We're not certain, but if Højlund gets injured,
in the car,
you're on.
I think like the weakest part of our team, as we've all said, is our forward line.
Yeah.
I think 3 of them going in one window. If there's some permanence in there, okay. If the manager's made his decision to allow him to go, you might as well let him go on a permanent right now. Ten Hag signed him. Amarim don't want him. Call it quits before it gets even worse, and see how much of that fee you can recoup. Anthony, what, you're going to get a quarter of what we paid for him at most?
Yeah, if you're lucky.
Just get it.
Yeah.
Just get how much are you paying? Cash, sound. I'll drop him off in the morning. Like, just get rid of him. He was a bit of an albatross around Ten Hag's neck in the end. He's not been bad under Amarim at all. I think that's worth saying, and hopefully it helps us get another 27p on his transfer fee. But he's not Manchester United quality.
Yeah.
And the same can be said for Zirkzee, and right now the same can be said for Marcus Rashford as well. And the only concern I would have then is there's not a chance you're bringing 3 in.
No.
So what are we going to do?
Well, this is your ideal transfer window. Maybe we could get 1. Maybe we could stretch it to 2. Is that possible? Is that remotely doable? Let's talk about transfer ins then. Assuming we're not selling Garnacho, Højlund, or Ahmad in this window, I don't think anyone would fancy that particularly.
No, I could make a case for moving Højlund to the bench option if you can get a proven goal scorer coming in. I'm not certain Vlahovic does that.
Yeah, well, he's one. I was going to say another one. Obviously, Kolo Muani, sort of looser links, but they are links to Gyökeres as well. He's someone that keeps getting mentioned with that.
We ain't got that sort of cash.
Okay,
that's us driving past the Aston Martin garage and having a bit of a neck crane. We're not going in.
Right.
What's going on with Osman? Is that out the woods?
That's another one that keeps being mentioned as well. There seems to be some links there.
Yeah, but again, these are loans, and that might be the way we got to play at the moment. It might be loans. It's not great for anyone involved, but it might have to be.
Yeah.
But I think if you let 3 go, you ain't getting 3 in. What's your 2? Would you get Vlahovic and Osman? No. Would you get Osman and Muani maybe? A slightly different profile? Maybe, but certainly no guarantee of it.
If you're picking, though, this is your dream transfer, which 2 of those 3 are you bringing in?
One of Vlahovic or Osman.
Yeah.
I wouldn't choose to go with Muani unless I couldn't get anybody else in. The problem is when you're looking in the loan market, This is the £1 basket by the checkouts. Like, these are the people who are not wanted for whatever reason. A la Rashford, a la Anthony. That's who's up for sale at the moment. This is not first pick at the bakery. You know, you're in trouble here, and trying to get someone in that's maybe out of sorts where they are, but actually fits exactly what you're looking for. This is a proper jumble sale.
But in a way, though, I mean, I know it wasn't in January and it wasn't alone, but someone like Ugarte kind of ticks that box a little bit of like, he was brought in by one manager at PSG, it didn't work, and he was kind of out of sorts, and we managed to get him. It wasn't particularly much of a discount either, but he's the kind of player that's coming now and look brilliant for us. Is now actually
places you can get that.
Yeah,
Chelsea usually are good for a decent sale like that.
And could this be actually like where a real top scouting network or a top whoever it is running things from the incoming perspective now can actually really sort of build a reputation on when it was difficult and when you had to kind of really look at what's going on below the surface, they managed to get a big deal, and this could almost be perfect, couldn't it?
It could, but actually delivering it, because recruitment's the biggest and hardest thing to do in football. What's going on with Danny Olmo?
As it stands, Barca say they've got the money, but it's after the date when they had to have had it, otherwise you can't sign him. And
they're hilarious, by the way.
And he's saying, I think I'll probably just stay and not play for Barca, but be a Barca player. As it stands, I think they're appealing at Barcelona, but La Liga are just saying, you've missed the deadline. What do you want us to do? You can't just come back now.
What a mad situation!
It's crazy. It is bizarre.
We were doing a live earlier, and people were saying that they paid 60 million for him.
Yeah,
they paid him 6 months' wages, and they might just lose all that.
Mad, isn't it? How can they? They just so. And do you know how they made the money? The 28 million euros that they needed to register him. They sold basically. Like premium boxes for the new camp that isn't even finished yet. So they're just selling like, here's this, here's that, like all just, they're selling stuff they don't even own yet to pay for these players.
They've sold a quarter of their TV rights for the next 20 years?
Something like that.
Already?
For like 250 million quid.
What happens in, because now you're...
Yeah. And also what happens if like Netflix just do all of football now, like they're doing with WWE or, you know, anyway. So you're picking two of those three, Colin Moani and one of Osimhen or Vlahovic?
No, I wouldn't go with Colin Moani. I'd try and bring somebody else in.
Who are you liking?
I don't really have any names.
Okay.
I just think another player. Someone that operates in that 10. A little bit like what Elise was doing. Obviously, he's not going to be... That name isn't an option, but a little bit like that. It's not quite a full winger, not quite a full striker, someone that's a bit of a dribbler that can operate in between the lines.
I know you need.
Jadon Sancho. Fuck off.
He's the first... We've finally got a manager that actually... Whether he suits Jadon Sancho's personality and all that.
Joe.
Yeah, but his play style is literally perfect for him, isn't it? It's funny that.
Yeah. So what we want is Jadon Sancho, but not Jadon Sancho.
Yeah.
So if anyone fits the Jadon Sancho bill, but isn't Jadon Sancho...
Yeah. We'll take him. In terms of the midfield, I don't think we're going to get many ins. We'll look at the wing backs in a second. Outs though, Eriksen and Casemiro both mentioned. I think Eriksen runs out of contract at the end of the year anyway. Would you get rid of him in January?
If you're going to sell, it's Casemiro because there's value to that. Why are we selling a guy that's walking out for free in 6 months? You're going to get nothing. He'd probably be more used to us being here.
For the 8 appearances he might play.
Yeah, he absolutely would. Because again, if you sell them two, you're not getting... Like, we're down 5 now on a small squad. Like,
we've only brought 2.
The only thing that we might be able to get away with and not replacing is, like, selling Lindelof. Like, if we sold a defender, we might be okay for that. Every other position, including goalkeeper, we would need somebody else to come in.
So, Casemiro then. It does seem like genuine that there's interest from Saudi. Laurie was saying that to us before. It's been said across the media in the last couple of days.
Have we manifested that?
It almost feels like they can just smell that situation. Like, what? Big name, former world-class player, not really in favour of his current club, wants loads of money for the end of his career.
He's in a WhatsApp group with Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Get him in.
Yeah, and also they might even be thinking, Ronaldo's contract runs out at the end of the season. We need someone to keep him here. Bring one of his mates in. I wonder if there's something going on there as well. Would you sell him? Rumours of somewhere in the region of 30 million euros for Casemiro. You up for that?
Yeah.
We've got to take that, haven't we? I think if we can get out for that, I'd have it, to be honest. Okay, so at the minute, outs, we've got Rashford, Antony and Xerxes. Ins, we've got Osimhen or Vlahovic and another who we don't know who it is. Jadon Sancho, yeah. Jadon Sancho or Danny Olmo. Eriksen staying for now. Casemiro going. Let's get to the wing-backs, because that's the one for me that's actually a little bit juicy. I don't think we can afford to let anyone leave, do you? The whole point is we don't have any.
There's some talk of, is it Dangor and Amas going on loan?
Okay, yeah. Maybe some of the academy lads.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I think that's probably positive for them as well, because they've not had a look in. So why would you stick around?
Yeah. Let's talk about incomings then in this area. Nuno Mendes has been mentioned. You've got a guy that you like as well, has been mentioned.
Dorgu, but Dorgu feels like a summer buy.
Yeah.
The money involved for him is not wild.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter if it's wild if you ain't got it. Like, that's really good value. Like, someone might try and sell me an Aston Martin today. I go, oh, that's really good value. No.
Yeah. It should be 250 grand. You can have it for 140.
Yeah.
That's great.
Wow, amazing. No.
My wallet ain't got 140 in it.
I just checked. No.
Yeah, exactly.
And that might be the case with us. Like, we might see a real good buy, but like...
Talk to me about Patrick Dorgu then, because not many people will have seen him. I've never seen him play. I've heard of him. I've seen the links to him. He's 20-year-old wing back. What do you like about him? What's he known for?
He's very offensive.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at what we've got at the moment, he'd definitely be the wing back that you go, can he even defend?
Yeah.
He can, but he's definitely forward first. And I think we've looked better when we've had offensive wing backs in the team. He can actually play across the front line if required.
Yeah.
Probably even play right wing back if needed. I think he suits left wing back better. He just feels like he's probably going to play in that role for someone at the very, very top level. There was a lot of clubs sniffing around him in the summer. No one really pulled the trigger, obviously. I think there's not a million specialists in this position. He feels like a specialist. He feels like he's tailor-made for this role in this team. But I would be shocked if we managed to get him over the line. Even if it's 30, 40 million, I just don't know if we've got it.
Nuno Mendes is another one. But
what's the money talked about for him?
Well, I've seen both loan and somewhere in the region of 20 to 40 million. His contract runs out at the end of next season. So obviously it's not free and it's not cheap, but it's reduced because 12 months' time we can agree a deal for free. It's a slightly wider parameter of some people saying they want this, some people saying we want to pay that. Just as a player, do you like him?
Yeah, not watched tons of him, but I do like what I have seen in terms of he's another specialist for that position, and I think that's the position you can make the most gains in. I think we've got options at right wing back. I think you can play Delo, you can play Mazraoui, you can play Ahmad.
Yeah.
Depending on what sort of situation you find yourself in. I think we've got tons of options in defence. We do have options in midfield. Bruno, Ugarte, Mainu. If you keep Eriksen, you've still got Eriksen. If you don't sell Casemiro, you've still got Casemiro. You've still got Collier. You know, there's other options in there. I think you could also potentially see Mazraoui played in the 6. Wouldn't necessarily be mad at that. There's options. I think the 10, like we said, we've got to bring somebody in.
Yeah.
For either of those kind of wide players. But at left wing back, it's Delo or bust. Occasionally Mazraoui, and it's not really worked. And I think that's the one position where, if we fix that, the gains we would be making would trump any other position outside of a goal scorer coming in, where we're desperate for that. So if we brought someone in, it's not a case of literally anyone would improve us, but a specialist left back that's playing top flight at the top level absolutely improves us. It doesn't have to be the best one in the world, just a competent one would be great.
We've got Leon is called, isn't he? Or Leon. Who's signing in the summer.
I don't know if you'll ever even see him in the first team.
I was just going to say, he's 17 years old. He can't legally move to England until he's 18 because of employment law. He's going to come in the summer. That doesn't help us right now, and who knows what will come of him.
Me and Ronnie was saying before, this could be another Angelo Enrique.
Yeah.
Where you go, was it Chile?
Yeah.
Oh, never played.
Yeah. But we'll have to wait and see. Do you think we need any centre-backs? Centre-backs.
Let's call them centre-backs.
I like centre-backs. It's a bit more childish, a bit more playful, isn't it? Couple centre-backs.
I mean, we're all right for centre-backs.
Yeah. You've always been quite keen on this group, haven't you, in terms of what Amrin wants to do?
Yeah. I like Mazraoui as a centre-back.
Yeah.
I like De Ligt. I don't know why Jamie Carragher decided that he's not having him, and now everyone's decided they're not having him.
No.
You know,
Scholes has never been keen either.
He's just grumpy, I think, Paul Scholes.
Yeah, that's true.
I like De Ligt. I think he does a little bit of the more rougher stuff, which catches the eye, sometimes in a negative sense when he does it. I like Martinez. I think he's been poor this season for the standard he set. He's still a very good centre half.
Yeah.
I think Maguire's capable backup, and I think Lenny Yoro's being dripped into this team real nice. And has got things he's got to work on. He's got to get involved in the duels. He's got to get his hands dirty a little bit, but I think he will do. And then obviously you've got Johnny Evans, potential Ballon d'Or winner this year. So you've got real options at centre back, and then you've got Lindelof, and then you've got Kokoni. Like you've got Kokonki even. You've got options. So I wouldn't be desperate to bring any defenders in. If you thought you could raise any money, I can't imagine there's people sitting there on wads of cash thinking we need to spend this on Victor Lindelof. Maybe Johnny Evans, but I think Johnny Evans is about as likely to retire as anything else.
Yeah, I don't think there's a transfer in the off in there particularly.
No.
And just finally, any advancement on Onana? Or are we just leaving the goalkeeper situation and not worrying about that?
I don't understand why people have been so mad at him. Like he's had a really good season. He had a handful of maybe not 3 or 4 iffy games, iffy moments, a couple of corners, one corner. Like, he's not the issue.
No,
he's not the issue.
Right, we've got your dream transfer window here, Steve.
He's pushing it a bit, I think.
No, this is all you've ever been dreaming about. You and your centre-backs. We've got, in terms of outs, Rashford, Anthony, Casemiro and Xerxes all going. Or maybe 2 of those front 3 and then working it out depending on who's available. In terms of...
Pretty shit whichever one of them sticks around though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not ideal really, is it? So let's say they're all going. Rashford, Anthony, Xerxes and Casemiro to leave. And then bringing in Vlahovic or Osimhen. Pick one. It might be a loan, but who do you like?
I'd prefer Osimhen.
Okay, so we're getting Osimhen, we're getting Jadon Sancho, or similar. Sancho, someone with
Sancho archetype.
Yeah, Sancho archetype, but with a sort of Ugarte mindset. That's kind of what we want.
They probably don't exist.
Probably doesn't exist. And we're going to get Patrick Dorgu as well.
How good's he been, by the way?
Ugarte?
Yeah.
Phenomenal. After those first couple of games, everyone was like, he's too slow, he's shit, he can't pass.
No, I didn't see that in the
No, I completely agree. But that was what was being said.
What was that fucking Whipple, that whoever he was, Herbert, you, I don't know who you are, but I will find you, right? That was like, he was all right, we didn't play it. He's not going to score loads of goals or whatever it was, some shite that someone wrote.
Just some criticism that
Just fuck off. Yeah. How about that?
He's been fantastic. I think he's got the most tackles and assists per 90 of anyone in the Premier League this season. He's just like, whenever you try and play the ball through your midfield,
he says no.
He's trying to stop you.
He's like, nah.
Yeah, phenomenal.
Yeah, I like his attitude. I like him.
Yeah, me too. Very good player. Right, thank you very much, Steve. Get your thoughts in the comments as well. Who do you want to see us sign? If it's loans, is it in January, is it in the summer? Tell us your ideal transfer window. And it's the first transfer window under Amram as well. How desperate do you think he is to just get me someone? Get me a left wing back. Get me anything.
You can be desperate, but is it me and you with our noses up against the Aston Martin garage again?
Yeah, that'd be nice. We should go there soon, actually. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll see you in a bit.